Bella Ramsey has to be some kind of catfish name. What do I mean by that? Well, when I hear the name Bella Ramsey playing, Ellie, I would expect her to look like Ellie, like Kaylee Spaney or whatever her name is. Not the banjo player from Deliverance. Oh, that's up. That's mean. Don't laugh at that, whatever you do, because if you laugh, you're going to hell. The same hell that whoever casted Bella Ramsey as Ellie is going. Because the more you laugh, the more Ellie's face is going to shrink even further in season 3. Oh, that's not cool. Hit the like button and subscribe, baby. And follow me on Twitter because I've been posting some really funny stuff on there. Now, The Last of Us The Last of Us abandoned its audience in season 2. So, you know what? 2 can play at that game. That's right, 2. The same amount of people that are still watching. Now, I've never seen a more cringier show in my life. This thing tops She-Hulk, Lord of the Rings, the Amazon version, and probably all of the recent Star Wars like Acolyte combined. It's just unbelievably cringe and pandering. But oh no, we're the bad guys. We're the bad guys for pointing the very obvious flaws in this show. I mean, they took, God, one of the worst video game sequels of all time and actively made it worse. Honestly, that's impressive. Congratulations, Neil. I mean, you killed your franchise twice. Bravo, Cuckman. Your story stank like a baboon's literal arsehole. Everyone was correct in calling it arse, just as everybody now is calling it arse is correct. This is just a very clear reminder that The Last of Us was really a one-hit wonder franchise. Another reminder is that the first game was written by a competent, talented person called Bruce Straley. And then they tried to erase him from any kind of future project. Bruce wrote literally everything of substance in the first game, while Neil was sitting in the corner crying and literally smelling like rusted coins and body odor. Now let's get to the meat and potatoes. Season 2 of HBO's Last of Us has ruined both Ellie and Joel's character to the point of it being absolutely unrecognizable. I would also say Abby Zilla. I'd put her into the mix, but nobody really cares about her. Because if you've seen season 2 thus far, it would seem like the director didn't direct the actors at all. He just woke up, walked to the set and said, yeah, that's good enough, guys, and then walked off after one lackluster take. Other than Pedro Pascal, I don't think there's a single person who brought their own ideas to the characters. They just stood there and read the lines like a couple of lummoxes. Oh my god, just a disaster. The moment I witnessed Ellie, who looks all of 4'9" and like 120 pounds, take down a 6 foot tall muscular geezer, that was when all hope was vanished. I was like, oh, that's a load of bollocks. And then when Joel was in therapy, yeah, that was another kicker. The idea of living in a post-apocalyptic dystopia while discussing your feelings in therapy is brain dead, but yet at the same time, kind of hilarious. By the way, speaking of Pedro, sitting in silence when women berate him and tear him down is one of the hallmarks of his career. I mean, at this point, that man must have a fetish. Anyway, listen, I know I said this in another previous banger video of mine, but in a show like this, it is imperative to bring a level of realism to a world like this. Anytime you as a filmmaker can make it so we as an audience member believe that this is actually happening and not some kind of ridiculous fan fiction dream, you keep us engaged. So when you make it that every character has perfectly groomed hair and skin and perfect makeup, I mean, they look like a bunch of Starbucks baristas. I mean, even the house is in pretty amazing condition for being over a decade or two in a apocalypse. Wait, what, am I stupid? Am I supposed to believe that these people are living under these very extreme circumstances? I mean, wow, that just shows you how out of touch you really are with reality. I mean, hell, even the fight scenes are completely ridiculous. They all look like a bunch of fairies. They clearly don't have a fight choreographer whatsoever. They all just did it themselves, probably. Anyway, look, we had the moment that shook the video game world where Pedro Pascal was sponsored by a golf club. And and then got clobbered by good old Abby Zilla. That was the moment where all of us stopped playing the game, and that was also the moment when people stopped watching the show. Oh, and how can I forget about the scissoring in Seattle? You know, the old RoboCop and her, quote, pregnant wife. You know, one of the most frustrating things is every time I see the Abby Zilla actress, I think her name is Caitlin Dever, I'm reminded of how much of a missed opportunity it was to not cast her as Ellie. Her appearance definitely fits the role of Ellie more than Bella Ramsey. This actress, Caitlin, showed way more emotion and anger and thirst for vengeance in one episode than this Bella Ramsey person has done the entire series. Joel just died, and Ellie is just over here wondering and cackling like some kind of dork. There's just no gravity, zero consequences of what's going on, nothing lingers, nothing stays with the characters. She just lost her only father figure in the apocalypse, mind you. You would think that that would really carry with her going forward, but no, it's just another Tuesday. To say that this actress lacks any kind of expression, any kind of emotional resonance is an understatement. There's just nothing going on behind the eyes, even missing crucial nuances to important key moments in Ellie's story is just glossed over, and yay, we have a new scene with a bunch of people we don't care about. Yeah, that is just trash. I mean, the motivations of this actress, the behavior, the mannerisms, it's just completely off in every situation. I still can't get over the fact that this Bella Ramsey actress looks mostly out of place in every scene. A lot of this just comes down to casting the right person. I know some people would say, what about the writing, but you know what? With the right actress who actually had talent, they would bring their own ingredients and that would raise the quality day one. Guaranteed, because the Ellie on this show is arrogant, ungrateful, and an annoying brat. That's impossible. I'm telling you, it's impossible to relate or root for. The whole, revenge spiral is exactly why she was a bad choice. We as an audience already feel detached from Ellie's story of getting revenge because the show lacks weight and conviction compared to the games. This character Ellie needs to grow up, be stronger, be more mature, and the actress just doesn't bring those qualities whatsoever. Her anger comes off as fake, immature, and the show is painfully tone deaf in this respect. Because remember that The Last of Us is about Joel and Ellie, and both of those characters on this show have been thoroughly assassinated. Their relationship has been completely destroyed. The characterization of Ellie and Joel is awful. Just like in the second game, Joel is much weaker physically and psychologically, and much more, way more passive and incredibly naive. I generally don't even have an issue with him dying, it's just that they made him commit a series of egregious mistakes that Joel would never do. I mean, this is the end in terms of the game and also the show, ladies and gents. The general reaction to Joel's death is the exact same of gamers who played it when it first came out. Utter f***ing disgust, and we left right away, and they can't blame the toxic gamers for the backlash they're getting now. And on that bombshell, they definitely had a chance to correct one of the biggest mistakes in video game history, and they chose not to do it. Now, they have to live with those consequences, Manix out.